Koepka into the interview room here at the Genesis Invitational. Brooks most recently finished T43 at this event in 2020. Brooks, based on that, not a lot of history at this event, but can you comment on the golf course and what we can expect to see this week, especially since you just came off of the course from the Pro-Am?
It's as fast and firm as I've ever seen this place. It'll be interesting to see what happens. I think the scores will be a little bit higher, just because you see a couple balls on the greens releasing a little bit more than they have in maybe previous years. And I'll tell you what, the greens are flying. So it'll be interesting to see, especially if the wind picks up, what they'll do, whether they'll slow the greens down a little bit, maybe not cut them, just roll them. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how the week plays out.
You recently captured your 8th PGA Tour victory. Can you talk a little bit about what that win has done to elevate your confidence as we progress toward the spring?
Yeah, it's been really good. I felt like that was the one thing I was lacking, just being in that that competition, that atmosphere of having the chance to win again and get the juices flowing, I guess, a little bit. That was the one thing I thought for me was lacking. I felt like I was playing good. The scores weren't coming, but at the same time, you just got to stay patient. And it's nice to finally build off that. I mean, even if I didn't win, I would have left Scottsdale feeling good. So I'm happy with where my game's at, and I'm excited for this stretch of golf coming up. It'd be probably the most I've ever played, all the way up till about May.
Okay, thank you for that. We'll open it up to questions, and we'll get started with Jeff Shackelford.
Hey Brooks, you've been open about kind of your tendency to not like polar greens as much as Bent or maybe a Bermuda. Is that just kind of generally a mental thing, or do you do anything mechanically to kind of search for a way to adjust to them when you're at a place like Riviera?
I mean, I only say that just because that's how I feel. I feel like I'm pretty open and honest about things, but I think I don't have enough rounds on Poe. I mean, I grew up in Bermuda, so like when I go to read a green, it's just naturally, it's already built into, you kind of look at it and it's like, oh, okay, the green's off the right, and if it's right edge, maybe it's a little bit outside that. Bent is just as pure as it's going to get in Poe. I just probably haven't had enough. I mean, I didn't come West Coast to play golf when I was a junior, so I think the first time I really saw Poe was when we played here at Riviera for a national championship. I want to say that maybe 12 or 11, or something like that. So that was kind of my first Poe experience, but I mean, I've gotten more comfortable on it as you keep playing it. It's like, this is some of the best Poe I've seen. Being as fast as they are and firm, you won't see as many footprints later in the day, and it's just I don't know. It's just hard sometimes to understand why the ball bounces right or bounces left when it shouldn't go that way, and it gets frustrating. But it is what it's. Everybody's going to have that point in the tournament where they miss a 4-footer out here.
Okay, let's go to Red Coggart with Golf Channel.
Brooks, I don't know if you knew Mike Whan or have any idea of what he did with the LPGA Tour, but him being the CEO of the USGA, do you get the impression that this might change maybe the philosophy of that organization to make it, I don't know, maybe a little bit more professional golf friendly? Would that be fair?
I mean, I hope so. I think that's something we're all looking for. Yeah, I don't know him personally. I just found the news out maybe 5-10 minutes ago. But yeah, hopefully everything he's going to do is it'll be good for the USGA, good for the US Open, good for all the events that they run. It'd be nice to get to meet him here, hopefully soon.
And you said how busy your schedule is going to be. I think you said through May. Can you kind of walk us through what events you plan to play and maybe why you have this busy schedule?
I mean, I feel good, so why not play? I'm playing basically everything, but I'm not playing I'll tell you what I'm not playing. It's easier. Not playing Bay Hill, and not going to do Valero. So I'll pretty much all the way up to Augusta. I'll be playing everything else.
Thank you.
Okay, let's go to Mark Cannizzaro from the New York Post.
Hey Brooks, how you doing?
So,
Um, I'm just curious, with the performance in Phoenix, were you getting antsy prior to that? I mean, you had the physical issues and whatnot, you get your mojo back a little bit, after that tremendous stretch you had there. And I just wonder if how you battled maybe the impatience of not having results and what Phoenix did for you.
well, it's funny enough because one of the best things I thought about the Phoenix win was how patient I stayed. All the way up to like 13. I thought just hanging around was what I needed to do. So as far as leading up to it, yeah, I was frustrated. I snapped 2 sets of irons from after playing Mexico and then after Torrey, and I don't really do that. So there's quite a bit of frustration, but at the same time, you just got to stick it out. Yeah, I guess maybe it was a little bit of just frustration, just because result oriented. I felt like my patience is always there. It's just sometimes results take a little bit longer than, you're doing the whole process, you're doing it exactly how you want it, but the results might not be there. And I think that sometimes, you can get result oriented, and I think that's kind of where I was. But yeah, it's nice to get that W now.
Well, it's to some degree, it's a nice problem to have because you raised your own expectations with the results that you delivered, on that incredible stretch that you had. So, I guess maybe you become a victim of that to yourself to a large degree, right? Because you're expecting to continue to do that. Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah, I think, I was expecting to win, and I think that was the hard part is I felt like my game was right where I wanted it to be, exactly what I wanted, but at the same time, having to, manage the expectations because you're like, all right, I'm back. And, the results aren't there. And then that's frustrating. But a lot of times you see it come. You'll see guys be like, man, I'm right there. I mean, you hear it probably all the time from us. Is, hey, look, it's really close and knocking on the door. And then 2 weeks later, the guy goes out and wins. Golf's all, that's kind of what it is. It's about, building that momentum and then staying there and just keep going up.
And just to clarify, as one last thing, when you say you snap 2 sets of irons, you literally just take every one of them and crack them over your knee? Is that what you're talking about? Or what?
Yeah. It was over my knee.
And then did you do that after those tournaments?
Yeah, I'd do it at the house. I wouldn't do it so everybody else can see.
So it's kind of like a quiet ritual in the backyard or something like that? Or,
No, I was in the living room. I walked right into the house and just right over the knee.
Thanks, man. Have a good week this week.
Okay, let's go to Doug Ferguson with the Associated Press.
Any chance of getting video of that, Brooks?
No, you're not gonna get video of that. Not.
You have it?
I have pictures. I sent it to all my boys.
I didn't get that one.
Yeah.
Anyway, I wanted to ask you, when you consider the respect that Riviera has across the board and the strength of this field, how do you distinguish the value of a win here compared with, say, a World Golf Championship? What's the difference?
I don't know. That's a good question. I mean, what's out of the top 50? How many guys are playing this week? Got to be at least 35, right? Probably somewhere around there.
Throw a number out, but I'd be making it up. But
yeah, let's say it's 35, somewhere around there. But I think, it's pretty damn close. You're going to get a good field here. It's the quality of golf course too. I think everybody loves this place. I've never heard a bad word about it. It's fun to play. If you're playing good, you'll get rewarded, and if you just miss a shot, you're going to be penalized. And I think that's what a true sign of a great golf course is. You can be just yards off, or miss it a couple feet to the right or left, and you're looking at bogey, whereas you could have had a tap in birdie. But I think it's pretty close. You look at all the invitationals kind of that way. Between here and AP, it's kind of a step up above maybe a regular PGA Tour win, and then the WGCs are maybe just above it.
Yeah, you're kind of along those lines. Your boyhood idol Adam Scott was talking at Kapalua this year about there being you know, roughly 12 serious tournaments and everything else is kind of entertainment in terms of level of importance and whatnot. Is that something you would ascribe to?
Yeah, I mean, on my schedule, there's 4 I'm really looking at. There's 4, you know, you base the whole year around, for me, I always base it around the majors. How can I play my best at, you know, Augusta, or how can I play the best at the US Open? You know, sometimes it's playing the week before, sometimes it's getting there a little early, like at Augusta, like getting to that place and just getting the aha moment of, you know, you're back at Augusta over with before even that Monday starts. Like, that's something I like to do. And just finding a rhythm. But yeah, those 4 tournaments are big for me. And then, I mean, I've skipped the WGC in Mexico. Definitely last year, but I don't know, or year before, or whatever, COVID. So yeah, to me, it's just 4. It's 4 big ones, and then the rest of them, you know, are I don't want to say tune-ups for the majors, but it's you're trying to play well. You're trying to do exactly what you want to do and win the golf tournament, but you're making sure that you're doing your best possible to set the schedule up to play your best at the majors.
Okay. And then lastly, have you had COVID yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
Aloha.
Okay, let's go to Adam Schupak from Golf Week.
Hey Brooks, just going back to the snap clubs, how common a ritual is that? And if it isn't, what was it that made those particular events so maddening for you?
No, it's not a common ritual, and I'm not one to break clubs or do anything. I mean, you see me on the golf course, I don't really slam clubs, don't get too upset, and it's just frustration. I mean, I'll be honest, I didn't even come out of my room on Saturday. We were at the house we were in. I don't think I came out of the room for about, I don't know, 30 hours or so. I was so mad at myself, didn't want to talk to anybody. Just kind of beating myself. What's up?
Are you referring to Tori?
Yeah, at Tori. Yeah, sorry. Just didn't come out of the room, was really, really agitated, really pissed off. And sometimes you need that. Sometimes you just need to not reset, but really think about, all right, hey, this is what I've got to do. And I did it, I guess.
How did you celebrate the victory, and then also what have you done in the past week to prep for this?
How did I celebrate it?
Yeah.
With halvesies. What is that? What is that?
And what? Okay. And then I'm not sure I'm buying that, but what did you do? What have you done in the last week to prep? Is there anything that you felt in your game that you still needed some work on?
Took Monday off, which I probably needed. Had a few too many Michelobs on Sunday night, and just got back at it. I think Wednesday was the first day back. Tuesday back in the gym. Just stick to the normal routine. Keep doing what I'm doing. It's working, and you know, try to. When you're playing good, you just want to keep playing. Like I said, Ricky, my caddy and my trainer, I think it was yesterday. It's, you know, because I was struggling so much. There was so much emphasis on Monday to Wednesday. Close. So much emphasis Monday to Wednesday on, you know, all right, trying to figure out what's wrong. What are we doing? How can we make things better? Trying to find, you know, that aha moment where now, all right, we found it, and you know, you just need to keep sharp, keep that repetition going, and keep playing.
What was the aha moment for you?
I mean, I thought it kind of happened before Palm Springs. Ricky was out there. He came with maybe about 10 days before Palm Springs, and we were working together, and whatever reason I couldn't hit a draw. And we were just kind of looking at video, talking with Pete and talking with Butch a little bit, and Ricky finally said something. He's like, dude, you look jammed up on the ball. Move the ball further away from you a little bit. And I mean, it felt awkward at the time, just like any change is going to feel awkward. It worked, and I felt very comfortable ever since. Most of the time with me, it's just setup too. Like my swing, I mean, I've done it for 20 some years. It's all about, you know, if I set up right and set up correctly, it'll return pretty much the same.
Bob Harry with ESPN.
Hey Brooks, thanks for the time. Can I take you back to Sawgrass last year when we all shut down? Do you recall what you were thinking that day when you realized the tournament was over and there was this little bit of this sort of not knowing what to expect, and also how it might have related to you personally? Did you even think in the back of your mind, hey, maybe this is going to be good for me? In that you had some health issues going on there at that point.
Yeah, didn't know what to think. I felt because I went to go see Butch right after Bay Hill, so I'd flown in I think like Tuesday or something like that, and Butch helped me out, and I was like, man, I'm starting to play good, and then we get shut down. So a little bit of mixed feelings there. I was like, man, I'm feeling the rhythm, feeling everything, and doing everything he's saying. A little disappointed, obviously, to stop playing, but it's what we needed to do. And then at the same time, was kind of happy. I felt like, all right, I can get my knee back in shape and get back in shape physically where I want to be. And that didn't really happen either. So nothing quite happened. Didn't play well for a while and wasn't healthy. So it maybe handled that situation a little bit wrong on going about it, and not really grinding as much in quarantine on my legs as I should have. Not staying completely in shape, and there's consequences to that, so I got to deal with it.
You ever look back and think about how surreal that was that day? Kind of the rest of the sports world had shut down the night before you're playing, but obviously you're thinking you're going to play the next 3 days without anybody.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, we all know what we're dealing with ever since.
Yeah, it was very strange. I think I was watching ESPN or something. I was watching NBA basketball, and then next thing you know, I think all the guys got pulled. I forget what game, Utah or something like that, and it was just crazy times. And then we decided to stay up in Jacksonville for a few days because easy drive for us, 4 hours back, and me, Jenna, and our dog, we just sat up on the beach and tried to relax and take it easy. We didn't know what to expect, but it's been a wild ride for sure.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, let's go to Daniel Rappaport with Golf Digest.
Yeah. Hey, Brooks. During the broadcast this week, they always talk a lot about Koepka. How different is it, and what's the key to playing on Koepka?
I haven't figured it out, but I don't think I've won on it. Maybe Memphis, I think, but I don't know. I think you got to be more of a, like Dustin Johnson. He picks it. He's more of a picker of the golf ball, and I think it really benefits guys that pick it. I come quite steep, so I can leave the club in there. It feels like sometimes you get such good lies out there where it's you can hit it a groove up where it might spin a little bit more. And especially if it's windy, it can really throw it off. But I always notice that pickers of the golf ball usually play well. Scotty, same thing. He kind of picks it. He's not very steep, and those are the guys that have probably had some of the best success out here.
And then is that something that, just kind of generally speaking with different grasses, do you try to change it up? Like you said, we try to come a little less steep, or is it just trying to make it work with what you have?
No, I just do my own thing and stick with what I got. I'm not going to change it week to week. I'd be messed up if I started messing with attack angles and things like that.
All right, let's take one more. We'll go to Doug Ferguson.
Chris, just going back to your game. Sorry. I don't want to suggest winning takes care of everything, but on a scale of 1 to 10, where's your game now in terms of getting back to where you want it to be?
It's pretty close. I feel very confident. I like where I'm at. My game feels exactly where it's been in the past, to be honest with you. You never know when your absolute best is. You hope you're just gonna, when you reach it, you're just gonna get a little bit better the next few times. But it's probably some of the the best golf I've seen. I'm definitely confident, coming off a win. So that's a big thing because I haven't had that in a while. Felt a little lost there for a bit, but I'm excited. I'm just excited to play and hopefully shoot some shoot some low numbers again. You know, it was nice to see something in the 60s and consistent in Phoenix. So hopefully that, you know, can transition over this week.
Okay, thanks.
All right, Mr. Koepka, we appreciate your time. Best of luck this week.
Thank you.